to sit down and get to listen to that. 30 minutes gone past the hour of 9 o'clock, and we're starting our conversation this morning on Hello Port Harcourt with dignity, or is it the indignity that many people have been exposed to over the past few years? Is it few now? But over the past years here in Nigeria. My name is Jude Omamegbe. I will be your guest, your compare. I will be your host. I will be your MC. I will be the person in charge of this road of conversations from now on till about midday today. Wow, let's get into it. Now, the River State Police Command is yet to speak a day after a mutilated body of a young man was found around the Ikoko axis of Ikwere Road in Port Harcourt. Now, the situation led to the closure of shops and businesses around the area yesterday. Now, the president of Port Harcourt Motor Parts Dealers Union, Ikoko, Festus Onyewe, told our correspondent that some parts of the body were missing and that the victim may have been killed elsewhere and dumped at Ikoko or in Ikoko. Yeah, I think we do have. Let me get that for you, right? Okay, all right, here it is. Listen to this.
Just this morning, we came out for businesses and we just saw that corpse there. Just kill the person, carry the person and drop it at that place. We just saw the body there this morning. Like they cut the private part and they just butchered the person down. They just placed him there. They killed him somewhere and they brought him and dumped him in that place. And as I'm talking to you, the shops are locked. Nobody can do business there. I've called the police, but they have not come yet.
Okay, so he called the police. The police hadn't come yet. Now, there have been several cases, right, in Port Harcourt this year alone. Some of them have been sent to us. Some of you send us messages. Hello, Nigeriainfo. Please, can you tell the authorities that there's a corpse, there's a dead body here at this part of this place or that place or that place? Let's see. So far, we've had calls from places. I think somewhere around Lozu, GUAK Road. Was that last year? Let's see. In some small areas, okay, around here, the median here, talking about East West Road here, Rumosi, there was a corpse here, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, and it goes on and on and on and on and on, right? Now, the Ministry of Health, the State Environmental Health Monitoring Unit, right? Okay, that's for Lagos, interestingly, is charged with that responsibility. Interestingly. Now, the removal of corpses from highways is the statutory responsibility of local government councils. Let me start again. The removal of corpses from the highways is the statutory responsibility of local government councils. Neglect of this activity by the LGAs occasion an executive mandate to be given by the state governor to the Ministry of Health to take over the duty of ridding our highways with roads, or highways and roads of corpses. This is in Lagos, right? This is Lagos. So that's why the State Environmental Health Monitoring Unit is in charge of that. But ideally, whenever you get to have something as terrible, right, as that, talking about finding a corpse, maybe at your building site or on your farm. There was a case a few months ago of children who went to school, and when they went to school, they went to their farm. Their school had a farm where they were being taught agricultural science, and then they found a corpse. Needless to say, or rather shockingly, those children made a report, as you'd expect. And guess what? Them, the teacher, the principal, were all bundled to the police station. So here we are this Monday morning, and in Port Harcourt in particular, this question is this: why is there a lot of delay in the removal of corpses from the streets? You heard what the fellow we listened to talking about the head of the motor parts or spare parts dealers. He said, according to the report, they have called the police, but the police have not responded. And it's not the first time. One of the worst scenarios that of this corpses being littering, parts of our community happened years ago, about a decade, if I'm not mistaken, over a decade plus, right? I was still in university. And then this corpse was at now Kensal River Road, that's what we call the Stadium Road. It was at the Stadium Road near the mechanic place. Listen to me, that corpse was there for at least a month. The corpse got bloated, burst. The smell was horrendous. The body decayed until we saw bones. We saw bones. I did not say, I'm not saying that they told, I saw the bones. The body decayed. And what was very disturbing then until now is this, that there's a police station, a Lekaya police station not too far off. The military hospital, right? It's close to Rumala, close to GRA Junction, right? It gets even more interesting. There were several hospitals around that area, but nothing was done for a month plus. And then the same thing happened here when the corpse was found on the median. So what I and a lot of Nigerians, a lot of residents in Port Harcourt are asking is, why is there a delay? People call on different radio stations, not just this radio station. Please, there is a dead body on so and so place. Okay, let's assume that they did not know. We know that the police are meant to be involved. We also know, in the case of Lagos now, there's the health team, right? The State Environmental Health Monitoring Unit. They're in charge of that. At one point in time, there's even a time when there was a corpse found here around this area, and then it was Riwama that was called to remove. You see, there's so many things wrong with this, right? That a lot of people are just in disbelief. Ideally, when a corpse is found, there should be investigation. What was the likely cause of death? Is this going to be treated as a murder? Person died of natural causes? Maybe the person was the mentally challenged people that we have all over the streets in Nigeria, aka a madman. Let's say that was the case. But we've gotten to the point that the indignity that body, see, the point I'm trying to make here is every human being is meant to be treated with a level of dignity. And to have a corpse decay in front of everybody, we are driving past, we are eating our bole and we're walking by, we're buying granules. Some of them will pass, some of you speak, God forbid. And then you pass by. The sensitivities of many a Nigerian, particularly a Rivers person, has been insulted. The question is, why does it take so long for those things to be removed? I don't have the answers. Maybe you do. Help me out here.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeriainfo.
017-923-0002, 0817923-0007. All right, 0817923-0002, 0817923-0007. All right, at Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook, and on X at Nigeriainfo PH. All right, is where you find us on Facebook and next. Muriel's on the line from Okrika. Good morning to you. Welcome, please.
Hi, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning. I wish you the same. Good morning.
Thank you. Look, Jude, the reason why we need CCTV cameras around this place cannot be emphasized. And it is even our politicians that don't even want these CCTV cameras, because they are the ones that are even perpetrating the crime that we're trying to search for. You know, when the corporates that we're searching for, they are the ones at their voice. If a corpse is found somewhere, there is no way our security outfit or anybody can investigate, except maybe one or two persons, like the way they normally do. They pick people they see around, and they'll lock those people up. In fact, to them, those people are the ones that killed that person. They are the culprits. They are those people around that place. They pick them, they will lock them up, and before you know, they begin to pay hundreds of thousands to bail themselves. This is as far as our security officers they go. So nothing else. They carry the corpse, they go and bury. They call the parents, the owners of the corpse.
That's if they identify the corpse.
We don't have forensic. I don't know. There was a time the former governor opened a forensic center, something. I don't know if it's in use. I have to investigate, and autopsy, all those things. But look, for allowing a cost to delay to that point, I don't know if there are people that live around that area. If there are houses around that area, definitely they may not know because it's in the middle of the night. Most times, this thing happens when everybody wake up to see these things. So I cannot believe you that people around those areas did not call,
the police.
People that are supposed to carry those cops. I cannot believe it. Up to the point that the cops will stay and delay. I will always lay the pointing accusing finger upon her on the person that are responsible to carry it. Maybe cops have been put through and they've not come. Maybe because they see that there are no gains to it. That is always they look out for. That's always what they look out for.
There are no gains. Now, we have Zion. Zion, good morning to you, please.
When the Nigerian police embark on a mission they call mass arrests, we clap for them.
But let me pause you, Mrs. Zion. We have just about 30 seconds. I'm going to ask you and Mr. Ken to call back after the break so we can have enough time to get your thoughts, please. Can I indulge you? All right, can you indulge me, please? Please. Thank you very much. Eze Ken from Uberini, please, could you call back after this break? All right. So, Muriel says she doesn't understand why it takes so long. Maybe they're not interested. Maybe because there's no money involved. Or maybe the money that they're expecting is not as high as they would love to. I don't know. We'll be back after this break.
You are tuned in to
Nigeriainfo. We'll be
hour. It's a good morning to you, wherever you are listening to us from. Now, our conversation started today is about corpse removal, and you can get onto Facebook and on X at Nigeriainfo.ph, at Nigeriainfo.ph, to join in the conversation. Now, my question is a very simple one. I'm sure a lot of you have been asking this question for years, and maybe some of you, those who, like I've stated in the previous intro, know that this is their responsibility, can help us answer this question. Why is there a lot of delay in the removal of corpses on the streets of Port Harcourt? Why? Why does it take time? And when I mean take time, I don't mean it takes maybe after it happens and people report, maybe it takes 3 hours or 5 hours. But I'm talking about days, particularly when these corpses are found, in public spaces like the median, for example. When the cops, and it's not the first time, there was one found at Choba, right? There's this school called Olobo School, right, just before you get to the Choba Junction, where you have the supermarkets, the big super malls there. Those were cops there. And the first day that it was brought to my attention, I was like, oh, please, we're calling the authorities. The news team obviously made a few calls. 2 days later, we still got messages that, the corpse is still there and it hasn't been removed. The question is, why? Why does it take so long? And yes, I know a lot of people are so afraid of calling the police, but I would expect if any of the police divisions, whether it's at the Choba police station or Zoba, if they get anonymous calls and say, sorry, Oga Police, we don't see one dead body when they're Choba Junction, no, make them go look up. What is it, right? So let's but it would I think it will give people a bit more confidence to see them come. Okay, we've seen this thing. All right, let's go and call the pathologist from the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital and let them come in with a vehicle or with a body bag, and let's carry this and go and find out. Maybe they investigate, or maybe they just want to bury it. All right, because the biggest issue with this particular occurrence, right, is the fact that it is indignifying of the human being. The dignity, whoever that person was, whether it was a mental health patient, right, and a madman, you know, so he don't die. Whether the person was actually assaulted, a victim of a violent crime, and you see a lot of people say, hey, God forbid, hey, Chimo, God. See, oh my God. Whether the person was deserved of the death, because there have been cases where somebody was caught dead trying to vandalize power installations. You go touch transformer, now they on light, in shock, die, and they leave the body there. It doesn't matter, because for whatever reason, that state of being is indignifying and is also offensive to the sensitivities of those around there. Imagine what it is for a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old child to walk past and then see a corpse. A human corpse, no less.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, so 017-923-0002, 017-923-0007. At Nigeriainfo.ph, at Nigeriainfo.ph is where you find us on Facebook and on X, at Nigeriainfo.ph. Our WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. I'd like to thank you once again for calling in and for engaging us in this particular conversation on all the various platforms. Zion is on the line from GRA. We have courts in Choba, Ezeken, Ubimini. Zion, good morning to you, please.
I maintain my preamble. when the police go about arresting people, we put hands and we clap for them. But we never know that destroying the country. Do you know that because of this thing called mass arrest, and now we see something going wrong? Do you know person will run away, make them not come arrest us, say now we do and true of us. People can no longer even report certain crime to the Nigerian police anymore. There's what we call the Ministry of Special Duties.
Hello, Zion. Oh, dear. Okay, all right, let's get to hear from Ezekiel, and Court will come after that. Ezekiel, good morning to you, please.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, please.
Talking about delay removal of cops, right?
Mm.
Jude, are you aware that the police officers are those who are responsible for that? If I can recall, early 80s, when I was a young boy, I think I had saw some men digging grave in the midnight, around 10 or 11, when I went to throw deals around my one Aziz, Afipo, Abakaleke, and thereabout, Okozo area. I saw 3 men digging graves for a corpse that was unidentified by the owners. I begin to wonder. I don't know if you are getting me.
Listen to you,
Are
please.
you telling me that if these 3 men went to report or go to report to the police station, would they be arrested? That is the fear of this generation or in this nowadays scenarios, whatever thing that is playing in that area. Because for me, I cannot see a corpse lying down there. I will take my time to the police station, and thereafter, the police will be asking me unexpected questions that may even lead to my arrest. If my brother could only inform them, go to so place, there is armed robbery over there. They arrested that my brother for 3 days. Just officers, man, I go front there and I go see people where they rob. I don't know if you are getting me. So the police officers are the people responsible for what is happening in this particular case, because nobody wants to be a victim. Nobody wants to involve himself in unexpected and unwanted expenses and stress. Thank you very much. That's okay.
Nobody wants those challenges. Okay, all right. WhatsApp now, 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. Please don't call the last number I read. That's strictly for the reception of messages, all right? Strictly for the reception of messages, 0809-030-6416. And then at Nigeriainfo, PH at Nigeriainfo. PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeriainfo. PH. All right, Zion is back. Okay, let's quickly hear from Zion. Zion, good morning to you. Apologies.
Hello.
Apologies for earlier. Good morning, Zion.
Yeah. You know, the Ministry of Special Duties are the ones that are given that specific duty to handle such matter. Ministry of Special Duty. They are in charge to develop a model for risk management and risk management, of course, which include fire service, broken trucks. There is dead body somewhere. You call the Ministry of Special Duty. There is a house that we are not sure of the foundation, though, Ministry of Special Duties. How much are they funded in this Niger Delta region, especially here in Rivers State? We have the fire service. Is it working? Is the fire service working? Then which means there is no Ministry of Special Duty. What is the governor doing? Fund that department. Do you know that is one of the most lucrative departments so far in the arms of government? Because you are the one that are even going to modern and even reimburse, going to forward government money that government is not aware. You are the one. Government access that the government is not aware about. You are the one to look. Ministry of Special Duties. See, the truth is this. We don't understand governance in this government. We see governance as a means to come and make money. When we are so joyless, tired, and want to represent the lifestyle, we jump into politics, they give us appointments, we make Thanksgiving. You don't know that the policies you set for today, whether your government is good or bad, will affect you the next 20 years.
All right, so let me ask you. Now, I read earlier. I don't know if you started this conversation, but I read, from my research, and I shared with the general public that in the case of Lagos State, even though that particular challenge, like you just mentioned, right, falls under the prerogative of the local government councils, right? They set up a special, unit under the Ministry of Health, right? State Environmental Health Monitoring Team. Now, in the case of River State, when we have Obiakpo local government, Akukutoru, we have Onelga, we have Emowa, we have Ikwere, we have Port Harcourt, we have Falga. The question is this thing not part of what they can easily do? We complain that they cannot do roads. We complain power. We complain health. But can they at least remove this for us?
No, this one is not the local government. It is the Ministry for Special Duty. They have their branches as like an NPA. They have their branches up to the local government, to the communities. You see now, they are already a ministry that employ people. But the Ministry of Special Duty here in River State, do they employ anybody? They don't employ, they don't do anything. So this is the issue. So it's not the local government chairman that will do that. It is the state government. You made mention of Lagos. Go and see the Lagos model. Lagos model of their special duty. They are the ones that take care of the NYSCO. Are you aware? These are the same who supervise last man.
Yeah.
They are traffic patrolling. Do you know that Lagos State have an emergency unit? It is them. But look at River State. We are talking about flood issue. We are appointing committee. Are we serious at all? Are we serious? That is the Department of the Special Duties for flood emergency. No, sometimes when we sit down and look at the way we tackle issues concerning us, growing up as a child, living in GR with old GR with them, you see these ministries and their vehicles every morning. Are you aware then was NEPA. They have helicopters. They use in monitoring their facilities, the thick forest everywhere.
Really?
NEPA have helicopters, surveillance helicopter.
Did not know that.
One day, have you seen PhD surveillance helicopter in your neighborhood? Have you seen it? Rather, what you hear is they are vandalizing us. They are doing this. You see them just to go and drag people wire that disconnect you. That is all they know about. Until we get our mentality out of this skewed and primitive attitude that governance is after God. Governance is after God. God is creating, governance is making policies to maintain the creation of God. That is why God gives power to government. As God is creating things, government is modeling a policy to run that which God has created. Look at what we are doing here, not everywhere. You are going to do a committee to go and share rice and beans. That is all you know. The Ministry of this Special Duty develop a model. What do we do? Now, Bayelsa is affected. The Ministry of Special Duty will draw a model. From next year, we are going to build low-cost hostels. As the flood is coming, we are moving the people. Not the money data department. Okay, we are going to give them seed and seedlings to farm. They are going to Benue State to go and get not be money dead here. As soon as they see now workshop, as you work now, so in the shop, not be so. We need to brush our most of us, our brain now. We say government have to share money, shout, make noise. Look, call on your radio stations now for political issue. The moment you mention APC, PDP, now this language jam, and nobody call you. You know, so now you have brought in a very serious matter now. Divide no day again, the lines are until we see that your special duty ministry gives you the opportunity to ameliorate risk, which means where there's going to be accident, you call in the Minister of Special Duties. Come here, the way this pole don't bend, the minister will now call the PHED. Go there. Do you have helplines in this state at all?
What?
Rather, in most special duties, what they do is to go to Uniport and carry girlfriends for politicians. That is what they do here. That is the Minister of Special Duty. That is why I see everything. But until we leave that aspect, okay, you are here in this state, one chance. Tell me any day, does your government agencies have ever come out to say, look, this is what we are doing based on this one chance issue? And the Department of Special Duties, we have laid up surveillance for this in collaboration with the Nigerian police. The first point of call is help. Is it not so when you're in distress? Who do you call? Is help. Is it not so?
All right.
Now, who do you call when you have an emergency issue in your state?
Zion, thank you very much. Interestingly, our final conversation is very similar to his last few comments. But now to WhatsApp, 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. And follow us on Facebook and on X at Nigeriainfo, PH at Nigeriainfo. PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. And this morning, we're talking, our starter is all about corpse removal. Many a Rivers indigene has been offended. We've been traumatized by seeing corpse of human beings. You don't know them. I don't know them. But they belong to somebody, right? They were once the fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters of a particular group, of a community. But sadly, they met an end that no one, if we are honest, no one truly wants to have. Their bodies left unattended to on the streets, outside, in uncompleted buildings, and then they are left to rot, to decay. Question is why? Good morning, Jude. Very often I keep asking, how is it that we as the people have degenerated to this point? Growing up in Nigeria in the 80s and 70s, we didn't have these kind of things. When bodies were seen, they report and then they are carried almost the same day. We hardly ever had cases where people will see bodies for days, weeks in public. No, we have lost it as a people. I urge the government to get back to special welfare so that this kind of things become a thing of the past. All right, thank you very much. That is from Hilda. Yes, we'd like to see things happen in a much better space. We wouldn't want to get to the point. I didn't grow up in the 70s, so I cannot relate with Hilda. I can't. My reality, our current reality, is that corpses turn up in public spaces, and very often they don't get to be removed. Very often they don't get to be removed early. Let me add that early. But the worst, like I've said before, happened along the Kensarawiwa Road, what used to be called, what is still popularly known as the Stadium Road. The corpse was there for over a month. Rain, sun, everything on that corpse. On that corpse. 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. To give you a better context of how heavy this is, let me get back to Lagos, right? And now the statistics from 2007 to December of 2014, right? A 7-year period. The total corpse collected, picked, or carted away to mortuary by various institutions. I'm going to read that out for you. General Hospital in Lagos, 1,252 corpses. Mercy Island Maternity Hospital, 2,013 corpses. Lagos Island, 3,590 corpses. Oniko Health Center, 526. Aurelia Agege General Hospital, 166. On the streets of Lagos, 3,289. It gets even worse. It really gets worse. I'll tell you why. Great is on the line from Port Harcourt. Great, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
I want to put issues about talking about.
Okay, go on.
That has happened in our that I'm staying with my aunt now. That has happened in how I went to go to school. The dead man there, the man, he stayed there. Nobody, he decayed.
The corpse decayed.
Yes, that was a year ago.
How many years ago?
Last year.
Last year. Oh, great. Sorry, the line is not very clear. Well, yeah, sad to read that. Now, continue with the stats I need to share with you before I wrap up. Now, under a year old, 4,814 corpses. That's babies. Remember, a few months ago, there was a big story in Port Harcourt of a corpse of a baby that was found in the drains in the sewer around, was that mile 3 or mile 4? Right? Along the Ikwere Road. Yes, towards, I know it was after Ikoku, towards mile 1. So I think between mile 3 and mile 4. There was and then what was very sad, because I remember reading that story and also listening to the interviews that were conducted, the vigilantes said they had called the police. And interestingly, almost 6 hours after, the cops were still there. Almost 6 hours after. Why? Why? Under 5, this is in Lagos, 310. Total number of adults, right? 5,331. And this is where, the concern is. Now, of all the amount of corpses found on the streets and in some of those places in Lagos within that 7-year period was about 12,098. That's reported. Of that number, 4,813 were female corpses and males 7,285. We shouldn't continue like this. We really shouldn't continue like this. Whether it's the police, special duties, we really shouldn't continue like this. The indignity suffered. Yes, we know that the person has died. The person has no consciousness of whatever is happening, right? But the children around the area, they do. The men and women around the area, they do. There is usually a sense of foreboding when you get to see a corpse. Not just a corpse on the street. It is very simple, Jude. The challenge is the nation and state is not organized because we have everything you can think of for a better Nigeria. Public officers need to wake up to their responsibility. Victor from Arabia. They need to wake up from their responsibility. Now it's interesting. It's interesting, right, brother, that when we started this conversation, the police were the first group of people to get pointed. I don't know, but once again, as we wrap up this conversation, it is indecent of a people to let corpses, we're not even in a wartime era, to litter the streets. It's very indecent.
The show continues after this break on Nigeriainfo.